Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another exciting day of mathematics. Whoop, whoop. A lot going on this morning with people and places and things to do. But we're moving on. So warm-up number 25 should be on your screen. Once again, we are putting in a lot of practice with standard deviation, bell curves, because like I said, we're about to, right now we're kind of like at the beach, riding our beach cruiser. Everything's nice, and we're about to embark on a ride where all of a sudden the tires are on fire, everything gets on fire. Anyways, we'll get there. Let's see how you do with that. Go. All right, we'll check with your neighbor, see what they got for their bell curve. Make sure you have something similar. All right. So, what you get for the mean, Alexia? What was it? 6? All right. Standard deviation, pass someone, Alexia. What was it? Yeah, I can't hear you. 3 point what? 33? 03. 3.03, hands if you got something like that. Looks about right. So then our first standard deviation is at 9.03, and our one standard deviation below the mean is at 2.97. That's our normal range. All right. Copy the agenda for today. Warm-up number 25, frequency tables and graphs. And tonight's home play is numbers 3 and 4. Yesterday was 1 and 2. Now, I'm fine if you didn't get to the last graph, which is Ogive. Some of you might have done a Google search, which is fine, or a video search. But I'm going to go ahead and cover that right now before we move on. Once again, warm-up number 25, frequency tables and graphs. Home play 2.2, practice numbers 3 and 4 only. All right. So last night, grab the code, 6N7MS, 6N7MS. MS. Man, that AC's loud, right? But it's all right as long as we have an AC, right? All right, last night's was numbers 1 and 2, which are on your screen, and tonight's are 3 and 4, which are also on your screen right now. So hold on to your home plate. I'm going to pick all 4 of them up tomorrow. Thank you, Mr. Q. All right. So, with that said, yesterday we started with our objective. I can represent frequency tables into graphs. Let's go back to the same notes. We're going to finish up that last problem that we did together. But just so that we understand where we've been, we talked about data. And we said categorical and quantitative, and another word for categorical is qualitative. Yes? Yes, Mr. Q. We talked about frequency tables. You know what they are. Talked about the steps. And we talked about the three different graphs we're going to mention, which were histograms, frequency, polygons, and ogive, which is cumulative frequency. And last but not least, we got to the different types of histograms. Just touched up on those because we're going to be seeing those. And then we started with our first example and representing this data with a histogram. And we put that together. There it is. And what were the steps? Step 1, you copy the table or make a table. Step 2, get the midpoint. Remind your neighbor how to find the midpoint, please, to make sure they got it. All right, good conversations. How to find the midpoint, Joseph? Yeah, so you add the boundaries for each class and divide by 2 for each class, and that's how we get our midpoint. Step number 3, we set up our y and our x-axes. You figure out what the scaling would be. We said we decided to go by 2s, and here we put the little broken graph right here to indicate that we don't have any data below that. And then we just started building our bars using what? The class boundaries and the midpoint. Class boundaries and midpoint, class boundaries, midpoint, and so on and so forth. And then at the end we came up with a conclusion. So far so good, yes? All right. From there we moved on to frequency polygons. And again, what were the steps? Step 1, you build your table. Step 2 was what? Okay. Step 1, we build a table. Step 2 was what? Yeah, midpoints. And then from there we build our graph. And then this time we didn't use the boundaries. All we used was the midpoint and the frequency. And that's how we ended up with these points right here. And at the end we connect all of the points, and that's how we make our polygon. So far so good, yes? And at the end we ended up with our third example, which is the ogive, also known as cumulative frequency. And in this one, step 1, you make a table. Step 2, you do not find the midpoint. What did we do instead? Well, Mr. Q, we got another table going. One column of class, the other column of cumulative frequency. And we started with the smallest number, which was 99.5. And we wrote less than 99.5, there was no data. Less than 104.5 was 2. Less than 109.5 was 10 because it's cumulative. 8 plus 2 is 10. Less than 114.5, once again cumulative. 18 plus 8 plus 2, that's 28. And let's finish this table. So let's continue from there. So you do less than 119.5. And what do we get for the cumulative of that, Diego? $41. And then less than 124.5. What you get for that, Mia Victoria? $48, thank you. And then less than 129.5. What'd you get for that, Clarissa? So you from here, 129.5 and downward, that means you need to combine all of these together. So we got 10, 28, 41, 48, and 1, that's 49. And last but not least, less than 134.5. Caleb, what do we get? 50, yes, because we go from here and add all of them together. Why? Because it's called what? Cumulative. All right. So now this changes a bit, doesn't it? Look up really quick. this is our x, and this is our y. So look at our y. It goes from 0 all the way to what? 50. Okay, so question. How do you want to scale the y-axis? By how many? By 10? Okay. So then we start at 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Some of you wanted to go by 5. You can do that as well. And once again, this is our cumulative frequency. And over here again, we go 99.5, 104.5, 109.5, 114.5, 124. Oh no, 104, 109, 114, 119.5, 124.5, 129.5, and 134.5. All right, so 99.5 is at 0. Let me do that in blue. 104.5 is at 2, so very close to the axis. 109.5 is at 10. 109.5 at 10. 114.5 at 28. 114 at 28. 119.5 at 41. 119.5 at 41, very close to the 40. 124.5 at 48. 124.5 at 48, close to 50. Next one, 49. And next one at 50. And that's how you make your Ogive chart. All right, so from 1 to 5, I'll come through. Are you with Ogive, the last one? 1 to 5? Yeah? 4 5s, 4 5s? Okay. So, everybody got this? Yes? Yes, Mr. Q. All right. So far, we've represented frequency tables into graphs, have we? Yes. 3 different ones? Yes. So, quick question. Which out of the 3 is the only one that you don't use the midpoint? Talk it over your neighbor. Which is the only one that does not use the midpoint? All right? And why is that? Because we use the cumulative frequency. Yes? All right? So with that said, I'll stop the video right there. This is the home play for tonight. Enjoy the video. Enjoy your home play. Bye.